I think we found the next Tesla. This company basically has 100% of the market share in a brand new market. And currently there isn't anybody who can compete with them. Of course, I'm talking about the beloved Palantir Technologies. If you're not familiar with who Palantir is, they are a highly innovative, basically data company, but that is really boiling it down, keeping it too simple. What's more important than that is that Cathie Woods, our favorite innovation investor, just scooped up over 1 million more shares of Palantir on April 7th. So we're gonna dig into that. We'll talk a little bit about who Palantir is and really my thoughts as an investor as well. I personally own 1,000 shares of Palantir right now. Will I buy more? Stay tuned to find out. Of course, the first thing on our agenda is tying the knot of this brand new relationship. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you want to support me and my channel and growing this YouTube. I'm obviously a very small YouTuber right now, but our community is growing more and more every day. Have a Discord community, have a Patreon, check out all of the links before. If you like free money, which I imagine you do if you're an investor or somebody who's even watching this content, I imagine you do like free money. Go ahead, sign up for Webull, sign up for Robinhood. I know there's a lot of hate for Robinhood out there. Honestly, they're fine as a brokerage unless you're actively trading. You can get some free stocks. And either way, even if you don't like them, just sign up, get some free stocks, and then transfer them somewhere else. Will I get some stuff too? Yes, I will, but hey, it's mutually beneficial. The second thing on our agenda is talking about why in the heck did Cathie Woods buy 1 million more shares of this stock. Let's actually take a look at the email. If you're not familiar, ARK, for all of their ETFs, they send out an update of the trades that they make. So let's go ahead and open that up on the iPad right now. Great, so we're scrolling down here on the iPad and we can see right here in the middle of the screen on row 13, Palantir Technologies, 1,045,000 more shares, currently making up 0.1% of the ARK-K ETF. There are a ton of other stocks in here. Obviously, Cathie was one of the early investors bullish on Tesla back when nobody believed in it. And so the question that you have to ask yourself as an investor, somebody who is thinking long-term, trying to think outside of the box is, are you going to be one of the people who joined Tesla when it was $500, $600, $700 after the split? Or are you going to be somebody who buys into Tesla when it was at $16, $17, $30 pre-split before everybody was on board? Now, this is not a recommendation. Obviously, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor, but these are the types of questions that we should be asking ourselves as investors or people who are looking to invest in innovation and make an outsized return on our income. For every portfolio out there, even if it's just a retirement portfolio, you should have some percentage of that allocated to big bets like Palantir. Now, to be honest, again, it has been trading flat for the past few months, and there could be a few reasons for that. So I currently own Palantir 2023 Leaps. If you're not familiar with Leaps are basically just options that expire very, very far in the future. So you kind of gotta leap ahead in time before those make sense. As a terrible explanation, but we're just gonna run with it. The benefit of Leaps is that it allows you to basically take these long-term bets, and then if say Palantir goes up to a couple $100, I can actually buy more shares at the strike price. The Leaps that I have a strike price of around $30 to $50. And so if we see some massive appreciation in the next few years, that difference in the price is where I make all of my gains, right? Or I could just actually sell the options to somebody else who does want to exercise them. But to be honest, when I first bought these, I planned to just do options, but now that we're at this point in time, knowing all the things I know about Palantir today, I would probably just exercise those options because that makes a lot more sense. I'm very, very bullish, if you can't tell, on Palantir as a company. Now, going back to Cathie Woods, if you're not familiar with ARK-K, go ahead and look at the performance of these funds. They have done phenomenally well. Now, we are in a historically long, very, very long bull market that makes everybody look like an intelligent investor, pun intended, but she still has done exceptionally well investing in companies like Tesla, etc. And I really, really like the way that she runs her company. Go watch the videos on their YouTube channel. I'll link it below if I remember. But her approach to the market, I think, makes sense. I believe in it. And ultimately, no matter what you're investing in, there's a million ways to make money in the world, whether it's running your own business, working for somebody else, actively trading, being a passive investor, whatever it is, you should invest in things and do things and make money in a way that you believe in and that lets you sleep at night confidently. So what does that mean for us as investors? And by the way, I forgot to say it earlier, if you're new here, my name is Forrest. I invest in stuff and I think that you should too, as well as everybody else. And so what are we gonna do with that information? We have fund managers such as Cathie Woods who are making these really big bets, buying up shares of something that has historically traded very flat over the past year. I mean, if you look at Palantir's stock price over the past few months, nothing crazy has happened. There hasn't been crazy appreciation, which sucks for people like me because I can't buy any more of these nice jackets. But what that does mean is that we can continue to average down even, especially when we buy dips. If we're gonna buy thousands of shares, right? Going from $24 down to $21 makes a huge difference when you're spending hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. That is a massive discount on shares, especially if you believe that those shares could go to $100, $200, or $1,000 a share. If you go ahead and look on the internet, there are tons of other bulls as well who are bullish on Palantir buying 10,000 shares. That's a nice round number. Personally, I would love to get the 10,000 shares, but I don't have the excess capital available right now. So I'm currently sitting at just my 1,000 shares. Now, at 1,000 shares, my basis, I think was around $24,000, $25,000 on those shares. And so if Palantir, which I think it has a very high chance or probability, at least I believe so, of hitting $100 in the near future or the next few years, that's a 4x on my money. That is nothing to scoff at. I know that the market has been crazy. Recently, a lot of people have made a lot of money very fast, but doubling or 4xing your money in a few years is actually a phenomenal and unheard of and frankly, just a crazy return that I will happily take. Also, I'm bullish on Palantir long-term, right? So if we think about the opportunities that we have in the market as people who are either investing long-term or trading near-term, right, to make these quick bucks, very rarely we have these companies like Tesla or Palantir that allow us to do both. We can get these exceptional near-term returns in a few years in companies that are great long-term holds. Tesla, if you would have bought in at any point in its history, would have been a great 10-year hold, but you still would have made a crap ton of money, right? Palantir, the same thing. There are a lot of companies where maybe you get 20, 30%, 40%, and that's great. Those are great numbers. Very rarely do you get companies where you can 100%, 200%, 1,000% your money that aren't just, swing plays and things like that. So when we look at Palantir as a company, definitely dig into what they do. Basically, they have a unique and proprietary way to analyze data and offer up insights to people who are running complex systems, whether it's businesses, people who are running complex systems with humans, running missions in the military, whatever that system is or this thing that needs to be optimized, Palantir has the technology to basically offer up these recommendations. I'm really boiling it down to a super high level. I might do another deep dive into Palantir itself. Take a look. They just secured another contract with the military very recently. There are other contracts in the work where basically the government is saying Palantir is the only company that can actually meet our needs for this project. So very bullish on them. I expect for other companies to pop up and compete with them, but they have this advantage, especially in the space, working with the government, working with the military as well, that not any company can just work with the military. They have needs. So I have a background working as a software engineer, specifically on government contracts. You have to have a security clearance. There are systems that are air-gapped, which basically means they have networks and software that is not connected to the outside internet at all. So if you're a software engineer and you're used to just going to GitHub and grabbing some dependency that you need, you can't do that on these systems. All of this stuff is written from the ground up and separate from everything else. That's diving way too much in the weeds, but suffice to say, Palantir has the lead on basically navigating this complex and ultimately just very bureaucratic and secure space that is ultimately tied to the national security of this country that we live in. So here's the part of the video that maybe you all care about. What should you do? Well, honestly, I think you should take a good hard look at Palantir. I'm putting it into my portfolio. Again, this is not a recommendation. I'm not a financial advisor, but it is something that I am very bullish about. And if you're someone who wants to invest in innovation, then it could be wise for you to take a look at companies like Palantir. Also, thinking and taking a step back in general, what are some other companies in this space who are doing new things that could be good 5-year or 10-year bets? I know that we like to think that these 5-year or 10-year horizons are very far out in the future. So what were you doing 5 years ago? Were you making decisions 5 years ago that allow you to 2x your money or put you in a position that you otherwise wouldn't be in today? I don't know. Point is, 5 years is gonna pass either way, so you might as well do something smart today. Don't rush it. Take your time making money, where I would say investing in the market. Time is on our side. We want to use time to our advantage. So look long, stay strong. My name is Forrest. I invest in stuff. You should too. If for some reason you're at this minute in the video and you still haven't subscribed, I mean, this is it. The bar is running out. Like, it's almost at the end. It's not there yet. You can still hit the subscribe button. You can press the like button. You could share this with your friends. You could join my Discord, ask me questions there. I'm very active. I'll literally respond to you directly in my Discord. But you're running out of opportunities. I mean, the video is literally about to end. I'm going to start playing the outro music soon. But in any case, that's it. Peace.